Going, going, working. Is it working? Says it's working. Okay. Well, this is about as weird as ever. This camera is like super terrible. It looks like an old 70s movie. But it's the camera that's already attached to the monitor here. So, hey guys, I was just going to tell you another story that I had. It was about qualifying. If you don't know what qualifying is, it's when you go to the range and in the military on your home base, and they train you on how to shoot with M16s and 9mm. At least for us, it was. I'm sure other branches can do other weapons, but my qualifying before we deployed was to we had to qualify and pass with training for an M16 and then a 9mm, mostly M16. While shooting the M16, you also had to wear a gas mask for half of the shoots. You get one clip with a gas mask, one clip without, and then you get a clip with the 9mm. You get a little target that looks like this, and you're supposed to try to hit the shape of the person. And first, let me back up and talk to you about Airman Grato. Airman Grato, I've lost touch with her, but she had to qualify with me. As a matter of fact, she was in the shooting stall right next to me. Airman Grato was the kind of girl that kind of knew she didn't fit in with anyone and accepted it. She was really weird. If you could picture in your mind, I tried to find a photo of her. I know I had pictures of her, and I think I actually lost all my pictures from deployment. I was a little heartbroken this morning, but if you can picture in your mind Ronald Weasley from Harry Potter, Ronald Weasley, the redheaded kid with the pail, that was okay. Take him, tie his hair back into a bun, and put some bottle bottom glasses on him that make his eyes look even smaller and beadier. That was my girl Grotto. She was a homely looking girl, and she was extremely smart. Savvy with the gun? Well, let's go on to the story. Airman Grato and I were put into stalls side by side. Her target in front of her, my target in front of me. We get our first clip and we're told to put our gas masks on. When you're trying to shoot an M16 with a gas mask, you can't hold the rifle upright like this. You have to hold it sideways so you can get the sight and then shoot that way. Grotto couldn't figure that out. She kept hitting the side of her mask, trying to shoot. She's trying to do it in an angle. She's trying to do it this way. I was like, you can't help each other when you're doing this because we're not allowed to coach each other. So I was kind of side glancing at her like, okay, and she'd finished like a minute and a half after I finished my clip, and we all had to wait. Then it was time to take the mask off, start shooting without the mask. And this is so far down the range that you actually can't see where you're shooting. And at one point in between clips, Grotto looks over at me and she's like, Wheels, I can hardly even see my target. And I'm like, what do you need? Don't you have your glasses on? I mean, what do you need, And she's like, I just don't think I'm going to pass. She's very Daria kind of, I don't think I'm going to pass. And I'm like, well, okay, Grotto, just do the best you can. And she's like, okay, we're moving on. 9mm handgun. And it's all still the same target. So 3 clips, each target for each person. And I think they gave us in each clip, I think we each had 12 shots. The goal to qualify is to get as many shots inside this at as close to the center as possible. When we finish, they, of course, bring these forward down the range so that you can look at your target and see how you did. I looked at mine and I was like, hot dang. I was kind of a little worried because I had most of my shots within the two circles, the two primaries. And then there was one like over here and one like over here, one off to the page. And the sheet was not an 8.5 by 11. It's a huge poster size sheet, so that this image is roughly the size of an actual human. I don't know how I got these shots way over here. I was a little embarrassed about it because I know I could shoot better than that. I used to shoot with my dad ever since I was 4 years old, and I was a little confused, and I thought, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I got some of the primaries, right? Grato pulls up hers, and she has exactly 4 holes in it. 4 holes. 1, 2 up here, and then there was like a third one over here and one on the bottom. Where did the rest of your bullets go, Grato? She's like, dude, I don't know. I have no idea. I just tried to shoot the black thing. I was like, oh, Grato, okay, whatever. They qualified me as an expert marksman. However, you get 3 clips with 12 bullets in each clip. That's, let's see, 12 and 12 is 24, plus another 12 is like 50, or I'm sorry, yeah, 56, right? Or am I counting that right? 3 times 12. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Well, anyways, okay, so I have 3 clips, 12 shots each, and I'm going over this. I'm trying not to laugh too hard because this is just, the moment we realized was when we went all the way back to the shop, okay? And my captain's looking at our sheets, and he was all like, looking at Grato, he was like joking. He's like, well, if you guys ever end up in combat with Grato, just have her pass you her ammo and just protect her because she's the smart one. Somebody else shoot. Then they looked at mine and realized that I had almost 60 bullet holes in mine. And they were like, Airman Wheeler, where did you get almost double the shots that you were given? And I was looking at it and I was like, you're right. There is some shots that damn near took out like the shoulder and the head, and especially on one side closer to Grato's target. Turns out Grato couldn't even see the target so bad. She was shooting half of her shots into mine. Actually, almost all her shots. The only 4 that she didn't shoot on mine were on her target. And this poor girl, she was there when they came to realize it. They were just like, Wheels, where did you get so many shots from? And I'm sitting there like, oh, it dawned on me at that very moment that they asked the question. And my poor captain, he knew that I was he knew I was a jerk. He thought I had conned Grato into shooting my target. I told him that wasn't the case. She promised him that wasn't the case. She swore up and down. She just couldn't see which target, what was even a target down there. And poor thing was just very blatant. She was like, well, in all actuality, I mean, you know, one shot would have killed the guy. He'd have fallen down. We'd have just shot the next person. So I don't understand why we insist on shooting a same person more than 24 times. She's going on analyzing the whole thing. And the whole time I'm like, so do I still get the expert marksman ribbon? And I did. I still got it. Granted, Grato had to qualify again by herself a week later, and then they let her deploy. But funny thing was, here's a lesson in life. At the time, I really didn't like Grato. I was like, oh God, this girl. I thought, this, if I have to deploy with this person, I'm going to die. And sure enough, deployment assignments came out, and guess who I was stuck in a tent with? Hey, Wheels, I guess we're bunking up together. I was like, no. But to be fair, Jesus teaches us the lessons in the strangest ways. I was bunked up with that girl for 9 months out in the desert. And when we came back, we were actually pretty good friends. So I just, that moment I realized she was going to be my tent mate. Oh man, I was like, dude, she is going to accidentally shoot me in the head. I know it. But luckily for us in the Air Force, when they issue you a weapon, they don't give you ammo. They never give you ammo unless you're actually going to go out for a combat situation of some sort. So that's my qualifying story. I tell it with disdain and love. The Airman Grato, she was a special one. She was one of those girls that would walk up on a group of people talking and just awkwardly stand there and stare and watch all of you until somebody said something to her, in which case sometimes we were all kind of afraid to. But when we came home from deployment, I only had a few months left in my enlistment, and Grotto was a good friend. And she babysat my son. She did a lot of great things. But hell, if she never did drive the whole time, and I think it was because of her eyesight. And we had some good times, but I'll tell you, I'll never forget how I ended up getting an expert marksman. Now, I'll be honest. I feel confident I could have got an expert marksman ribbon qualifying with both the M16 and the 9mm, even if that hadn't happened with Grotto. Because I know when I was looking at the target, I tried to keep my shots concentrated on the red part, not the body. I tried to center it. And a lot of that was shot through so many times. It was like just one big hole. But either way, thanks, Airman Grato, for getting me the expert marksman ribbon and all 4 of her holes. We told her she should keep that thing because it was funny, but she was a little embarrassed. So anyways, that's my military story. I didn't even bring my FUBAR book. I came to work early just to sit down and relax, get here before traffic, and tell the story. I tried to set up my new webcam on here. I can't get the live stream to consistently keep going for more than 3 minutes when I'm using it. So I, lo and behold, accidentally found a webcam built into my work monitor. I realized that the picture is awful. But hey, it's a picture. Here I am telling the story. So I'm debating on my next story. I have a couple. One is about chasing rabbits. I'll tell you about that. And the other one is about actually finding a camel spider in the desert. So one of the two, I haven't quite decided yet. The camel spider one is kind of funny. It's scary as crap. But the rabbits one is a little more embarrassing. It's one of those stories when you act like an idiot and you get caught. Anyways, you guys, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. I'll see if I can make some more FUBAR videos and tell another military story when I get back. Tomorrow, I'm out of here. I'm leaving Reno. I took the day off work, and I'm going to take my beautiful husband up to Lake Tahoe and spend the day up at the lake where we fell in love. So I will be thinking about you guys. If I don't message anybody back, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going to be out of range. When we spend time together like that, we kind of put the electronics down. So I love you guys. Thanks so much for listening to my story. You can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. And I hope you guys are loving each other. Tell each other some funny stories too. And I love my sisters for sharing their stories with me on my last video. And you guys are brave. Courage in a woman, there's nothing more beautiful than that. So I appreciate you guys. And as always, what? Stay salty. Take care, you guys.